Garou, the self-proclaimed hero hunter, stands as one of the most complex and philosophically rich characters in One Punch Man. Unlike many villains who crave destruction or domination, Garou's war is not against humanity, but against its ideals. He rebels against the simplistic duality of hero versus monster and challenges society's blind worship of strength and justice. Beneath his monstrous persona lies a wounded soul, a man molded by rejection, hypocrisy, and a deep yearning to redefine what it means to be good and evil. Garou's origins are rooted not in tragedy on a cosmic scale, but in the subtle cruelty of childhood, the everyday kind that festers in a lifelong resentment. As a child, he was constantly bullied and ostracized for sympathizing with monsters in TV shows and comics. While other kids cheered for the heroes, Garou felt empathy for the defeated creatures, the ones labeled evil, simply because they were different. One of his earliest traumas was being relentlessly mocked by classmates, especially during hero play games where he was always forced to play the monster, the one who loses, the one beaten for others' amusement. This repetitive humiliation planted a seed of bitterness that grew into a worldview, that society only celebrates the strong and discards the weak. Garou's family life is left mostly in the shadows, but it's implied that no one understood his growing anger or loneliness. In a world obsessed with heroes, his compassion for monsters was seen as rebellion. This emotional neglect became the crucible that forged his hatred of hypocrisy, a hatred that would define his entire life and cut his core. Garou is not driven by destruction, but by an unrelenting desire for fairness. He despises the world's moral hierarchy, where heroes commit violence in the name of justice, yet monsters are condemned for doing the same. He wants to shatter that illusion. Garou's ambition is to become the ultimate monster, not to destroy humanity, but to force it to see its own corruption. In his mind, becoming a living embodiment of fear, an unstoppable force that even heroes cannot defeat, would expose society's contradictions. He believes that only through fear can humans learn humility and equality. What makes Garou compelling is that beneath his rage lies empathy. His monstrous crusade is not born from evil, but from deep disappointment in mankind's moral blindness. His every act of violence is both rebellion and plea, a scream against a world that never listened to him. Garou's psychology is a tangle of contradictions. He is merciless, yet not cruel. He despises heroes, yet often saves innocent people. He claims to be a monster, yet still shows flashes of humanity that betray his inner turmoil. His greatest strength, his determination, is also his deepest flaw. Once he sets his mind on something, he refuses to bend, even when it leads to self-destruction. He has a deeply analytical mind and immense adaptability in combat, evolving through every defeat. But emotionally, he's fragile, carrying a sense of inferiority and loneliness he masks with aggression. Garou's moral compass is chaotic yet sincere. He genuinely believes he's creating a better world by forcing it to confront its hypocrisy. But as he grows stronger, his identity fractures, torn between his monstrous role and the human empathy he cannot fully erase. Garou serves as the perfect counterpoint to Saitama. While Saitama's struggle is existential, the boredom of overwhelming power, Garou's struggle is moral and emotional. The endless climb to be recognized in a world that refuses to understand him. He functions as both villain and mirror. Where Saitama embodies effortless power without purpose, Garou represents relentless purpose without peace. Through Garou, One Punch Man explores what it means to earn strength, to suffer for it, and to lose oneself in the pursuit of meaning. Garou's journey, from martial artist to hero hunter to monstrous god, is also a descent into his own psyche. The deeper he falls into madness, the more he reveals the truth about humanity's obsession with labeling and hierarchy. He is the series' moral provocateur, the one who forces everyone, heroes and viewers alike, to question who the real monsters are. Garou's fighting abilities are a reflection of his philosophy. He is not born with divine power. He earns every ounce of it through constant adaptation and suffering. His martial arts mastery under Bang's dojo laid the foundation for his immense combat sense. But his true strength lies in evolution. Every defeat transforms him. His body learns, mimics, and adapts, symbolizing humanity's capacity for growth through struggle. The more he's beaten, the stronger he becomes, an echo of Nietzsche's idea, "What does not kill me makes me stronger." Symbolically, Garou's transformations mirror his psychological decay. The further he evolves physically, sprouting monstrous features, radiating godlike energy, the further he drifts from his humanity. Yet, paradoxically, it's in his final moments of self-awareness that he becomes most human. His monstrous form, therefore, becomes a metaphor for the corruption of noble ideals under the weight of obsession. That Garou's key relationships expose his hidden heart. Bang, his mentor and father figure, represents the discipline and compassion Garou rejected but secretly craves. Their bond is tragic, teacher and student torn apart by ideology. Bang's guilt and Garou's resentment form one of the most emotional cores of the story. Terrio, the innocent boy who admires Garou, becomes his moral anchor. Through Terrio, we glimpse the good that still lingers in Garou, the part that protects rather than destroys. Their friendship humanizes him and ultimately saves him from complete monstrosity. His final relationship with Saitama is not just physical, it's philosophical. Saitama embodies effortless peace through strength, while Garou represents endless suffering for meaning. Their clash is a dialogue between godlike detachment and human desperation. Every relationship forces Garou to face parts of himself he tries to deny. His longing for understanding, his fear of insignificance, and his buried kindness. That Garou's external battles are brutal and legendary. Fighting A-class heroes, S-class heroes, and eventually achieving cosmic fear mode, where he gains godlike power from a celestial being. Yet his internal war is even greater. He battles the monster within, the side that tells him to destroy, even as his humanity whispers for mercy. The more he seeks strength, the further he drifts from the justice he once believed in. His tragedy lies in success. When he finally becomes the monster he dreamed of, he realizes that power without empathy is hollow. In his final moments, Garou's conscience returns, realizing that his rebellion, though righteous in intent, brought only pain. His transformation is complete, from outcast to god to fallen man, a full circle of rebellion, corruption, and reluctant redemption. Garou is the embodiment of the human struggle against moral absolutism. He represents those crushed by societal ideals, the ones who question the structures of justice, heroism, and strength. In One Punch Man, where heroes are often shallow celebrities and monsters are tragic victims, Garou becomes the ultimate mirror. His existence asks, who decides what is right? Is justice still just if it demands cruelty? Garou's fall is both personal and universal, a warning that noble causes can twist into nightmares when empathy is lost. He is the monster born not from hatred, but from disappointment, the embodiment of every broken soul who dared to fight a rigged system and lost themselves along the way. Garou's legacy is not his strength, but his clarity. In the end, stripped of power and pride, he achieves what few heroes do: understanding. He learns that real change does not come from domination, but from compassion. His story, though tragic, becomes a parable about the dangers of obsession and the fragile balance between justice and vengeance. Garou will forever be remembered not merely as the hero hunter, but as a mirror to mankind, a man who became a monster so the world could see its own ugliness, and who, in his final moment, remembered what it meant to be human. Garou is not the villain of One Punch Man. He is its conscience. His journey captures the raw essence of humanity, the pain of rejection, the hunger for meaning, and the unbreakable will to rise above the label society imposes. His tragedy is timeless, a reminder that monsters are often made, not born.